Hi everybody, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our Tuesday weather video brought to you by Country TV, Sky Channel 081. We've got a lot to talk about. Let's start off with Cyclone Winston, right up here in the northeast of our corner, Category 2 at the moment. Now this system is still tracking to the northeast, but it is going to stop in a day or two, turn around, and it may well come right back in towards New Zealand in about a week's time. So we're not locking that in just yet. We know what happened last week, but all the models at the moment are looking like it's likely to come back at least off to the east coast in about a week's time. So for now, it doesn't pose a problem. However, all the humidity left behind after Winston passed by this area just the other day, you can see this line of cloud pretty much exactly where Winston went, which is just a coincidence. And over here, the remnants of Tatiana being pulled down. Here's the big new low off here in the Southern Ocean. This is the big crank, and it's pulling down all this humid air across the country, feeding it in. So when we look at the wind and rain maps, you can see how the tropical sort of explosive nature of these fronts, you can see it here on Wednesday. Here's the funnel action. It's coming down here out of the sort of the northeast and the northwest in this narrow line of tropical air. And it's being fed, of course, by this southern low, which is feeding in cold air around this side. So we've got some explosive downpours. Met Service are already issuing some rain warnings, and I think we'll see more as it spreads northwards. So a chance of some very heavy downpours in the Nelson region, the west coast, and then as we go in towards Thursday, it'll move into the North Island's west coast as well. So it's going to get pretty humid, overnight lows into the 20s for some areas. It's going to be very warm. And on top of that, very strong winds, nor'westers and nor'easters sort of in that zone. The northerly quarter coming through here on Wednesday, potentially gale force, maybe severe gale, although a little bit 50-50 on that one. Now as we go to Thursday, the rain doesn't look as intense, but actually it still is for a number of areas. Still could be very heavy up here, especially as the day goes through and you get afternoon heating as well. In the south, the rain becomes a bit more confined to the west coast. Eastern areas, you get a bit of rain on the Wednesday, but on the Thursday it does dry out a little bit for you. And we end here on the Friday map. You can see perhaps some lingering rain up here in the north. Very humid conditions still out here. Like I say, it's more like La Nina than El Nino. It's been like that all January and February for the north. We're seeing a lot of nor'easters coming through, but whether this rain is just offshore or on land, probably have to wait a little bit longer to figure that one out. Back on the South Island, a few showers on the west coast, dry for everybody else, including the lower North Island there. So there's a fair bit to talk about. And by the way, like I say, Winston might be coming back down around about February 24th or 25th, but the models are picking it to be out on this side, but one to still watch. You know, it's certainly hanging around at the moment. Don't forget, for the 10-minute long, 10-day forecast, Sky Channel 081 Country TV.